Every year I try to make it to Sibos, which is actually one of the most important conferences that they have in the financial services industry. So at Sibos, they cover operations throughout the industry from infrastructure providers to brokerages and retail banks and even corporates. You also have separate tracks for compliance standards and the future of the industry. So this year it was in Osaka, Japan. So I brush off my suit, I brush up on my Japanese, I go get a healthy breakfast, a few cans of coffee, some fizzy drinks, and I head for the conference. The problem was I'd forgotten my business cards. So I had to go to Starbucks first to see if I could download a copy of my card. But it turns out that if you want to access Wi-Fi from a Starbucks, you have to register. And part of the registration process requires you to check your email for the confirmation. And for that, you need a working Wi-Fi connection. So you get kind of stuck in that loop there. So I had to write up my business card by hand. I figured out the menu at Kinko's. I ordered up a new batch, and soon enough, I was all set to do some great networking. The next thing, I had to figure out the subways, and I got close enough and walked to the convention center. A little more coffee, I'm ready to go. Now, Sibos, it's a pretty big conference. So, like I said, you got all these separate tracks. You're talking about compliance or standards. They also got this one called InnoTribe, which is more or less the R&D division of the banking industry. Now, when you go into the beanbag room for InnoTribe, you're kind of strongly encouraged to take off your necktie. So I kind of steered way clear of that one because I didn't want to spend another half hour that same day watching a YouTube video on how to tie a tie. But mainly I go to Sibos, not just for the big conferences and the sessions, but I go for the networking events at all these exciting venues. So at this one, I think I did a faux pas. I accidentally ordered the large sushi boat. And another one, here's some taiko drummers. And at some point in the show, they had to take a quick break. I'm not quite sure what they're doing there. But anyway, I had a really good conference. In addition to the nightlife, I talked to a lot of VIPs, and I passed out a lot of new business cards. But there's one part of the conference where I really didn't see that much activity. That was the room of worship. Now, at a bank, I would guess that's probably in the risk management department, saying, please, don't let them blame me for the next crisis. That was my Sibos. I'll have more to share about Japan itself and my travels after the show, and I'll see you soon.